Good day, everybody. It's Andrew here, and welcome back to my channel. We've got huge updates today regarding stimulus, as there is a new program that is going to send some people $500 stimulus checks. So let's discuss the details and exactly who qualifies. But first, do me a quick favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This is a community for seniors and a community for those who are disabled. I'm here to be a voice for you to make sure that Congress is taking care of the people who deserve it the most. And as always, guys, if you really want to support my work, subscribe to my second channel. The link to that is going to be in the comments of this video. And on that channel, it's going to be some updates, but mostly entertainments like playing bingo, playing the lottery, playing casino games. I'm going to be on camera and it's going to be live with comments. So you can talk to me live. I'll respond. We'll play bingo. And I'm going to send stimulus checks as well. So if you want to get some stimulus checks, subscribe to that channel. I should be getting that channel up and running in about 2 weeks. So thank you all so much for your support. Now, this article is titled, "Here's Who Can Qualify for $500 Stimulus Checks." So we're going to talk about that in just a minute, but let's do a quick update on daily trending news first. First of all, if you haven't heard at this point, the first United States case of the Omicron variant coronavirus infection was found just today or last night, depending on when you're watching this video. It happened in California, so people are a little freaked out because everyone's saying this is more contagious and it could potentially lead to a more severe illness, even in those who have been vaccinated. Now, the jury is still out on that. We'll have to wait and see. But later in this video, we're going to play a clip from Dr. Fauci so he can give his thoughts on the Omicron variant and what this new case in the United States means for the country going forward. But I know half of you hate Dr. Fauci, half of you love him. Let me know in the comments whether or not you like Fauci. But in any case, he just gave a press conference, so we're going to show that just a little bit later in this video. Now, with the stimulus package going on, they're trying to get it done in the Senate, and Bernie Sanders is trying to include this stimulus check for seniors in this stimulus package. Now, we're assuming when they say seniors, they include SSI, ssdi, and VA benefits as well, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But we're not going to talk too much about that today. In this video, we're focusing on this $500 stimulus check program that begins in just about a week. Now, look at this title here, guys. It says, overall, the first 3 stimulus checks cost the country $850 billion. Now, that's a lot. I'm not going to lie. But when you put it into perspective, they spend about the same amount every single year on the military. So if they could spend the same on the military, why can't they spend it on stimulus checks for the American people? And we did the math. The stimulus checks for seniors specifically would only cost about $200 billion. So we could spend $900 billion on stimulus checks for everybody. We could spend hundreds of billions on monthly stimulus checks for families with kids. We could spend $750 billion per year, every single year, on the military. But we can't spend $200 billion to take care of seniors. I mean, it's completely unfair, guys. And this is why we make these videos. And this is why I'm here to be a voice for you, to make sure that President Biden keeps his promise and approves stimulus for seniors. Remember, on the campaign trail, he promised to increase Social Security benefits. He promised to increase SSI and SSDI. And he promised to do some form of stimulus for seniors, whether it was the $200 per month or just a one-time stimulus check payment. And we're waiting for President Biden to keep his promise. And this is why we're here, to be a voice for you guys and make sure we keep him to his word. Now, of course, seniors need the stimulus check more than ever, with inflation being so bad. And this article by Fox News actually calls out Democrats because they previously used to slam Trump for saying gas prices were too high, and now they're even worse with Democrats in office, right? I mean, I'm not trying to pick sides here. I always, if I ever show something from Fox News, everyone who's Democratic slams me in the comments, and vice versa. When I show CNN, people who like Fox News and Republicans also talk bad about me in the comments, and I like to show both sides. So on this video, I'm showing Fox News, and then on a lot of other videos, I'll show CNN. So I try and keep it fair, but I call out Republicans when they are hypocritical, and I call out Democrats as well. And I mean, quite frankly, you can't blame all of this inflation on Democrats, but I just want to point out the fact that, in this case, Fox News is right. Pelosi and Chuck Schumer blasted Trump for high gas prices, but numbers are worse under President Biden. Currently, gas price sits at $3.39 per gallon. And this affects seniors the most because seniors live on a fixed income and their income can't really go up except for the COLA adjustments. But someone who's of working age, they can get a raise, they can get a promotion, they can switch jobs to make more money. But when you live on a fixed income and gas that starts skyrocketing, this is really, really bad. Now, Pelosi and Chuck Schumer both took shots at Trump in 2018 when gas prices across the nation neared the $3 mark. They didn't even pass $3. They were just close to it, and they were slamming President Trump. Well, now they're at $3.39 per gallon. And although the cost of oil is going down, we're still not sure if the cost of gas is actually going to go down. Because if you look, a month ago, gas was $3.40. A week ago, it was $3.39. And now it's $3.38.5. So, I mean, it's gone down like a penny over the last week. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, these gas prices continue to go down so the American people can stop having to pay so much for gas, for goodness sakes. But with that said, folks, let's jump right into this $500 stimulus check program, where it's happening and exactly who qualifies. Now, full disclosure here, this stimulus check is in St. Louis. But before you click off this video, before you hit dislike, unsubscribe, give me a second to explain. Every week, there are more cities, more states, more counties approving stimulus checks at the state, city, and county level. So with that said, my job here is to keep you posted every single time a new stimulus program comes up. So I might post a video about St. Louis. You might not live in St. Louis. Obviously, most of you don't, but some of you do. And we have 111,000 members of this channel. We get millions of views every single month. So even if 1 million people from St. Louis sees this, it's going to help 1 million people, okay? And then next week, I might do an update on San Francisco, and that might be you. So although this doesn't directly affect you, keep subscribing, keep watching my videos. Every week, there are more stimulus programs coming out, and quite frankly, share these videos. I mean, you might know someone from St. Louis, or a friend of a friend might live in St. Louis. These updates are helpful, especially because when it comes to this program, you actually have to apply to get it. And it looks like it might be on a first come, first served basis. So let's take a look and see how this stimulus program works. And again, even if you're not from St. Louis, stick around to see how this process works because this is a good sign. Every time another city does stimulus, it sets kind of the precedence for other states to follow suit as well. So let's take a look here. St. Louis, the application window opens on December 18th. Residents can apply on the city's website when the portal opens or through an in-person application process. You can do this in person or online on the St. Louis City's website. Now, the city of St. Louis has finalized the requirements to receive $500 direct cash payments under the city's plan to use the American Rescue Plan Act funds. See, I want to point this out here. This was the third stimulus check package, the American Rescue Plan, and there are still hundreds of billions of dollars left over from that, if you can believe it or not. And a lot of cities and states are using this money to approve stimulus checks. This is why I'm saying, guys, I'm not making this stuff up. There's going to be more stimulus every single week. And this is one of the reasons I make videos every single day. So as far as St. Louis, the eligibility requirements to receive one of the $9,300 cash payments are as follows. First of all, so 9,300 people are going to get the stimulus payments, and they're each $500. So that is $4.6 million being spent on stimulus checks. Now, first of all, you have to be a city resident. You must be a resident of the city of St. Louis and confirm that you live in St. Louis by showing your ID. Second, you must meet the income threshold. You must earn at or under 80% of the area median income. You can check the income requirements by checking the table in Section 2 on the page of the city's website. Loss of income. You must have suffered lost income due to the COVID-19 crisis. Those reasons can include, but are not limited to, cut hours at work, job loss, funeral expenses, or treatment costs for medical expenses that you incur. So that's it, folks. The application process opens on December 18th. It does seem like it's on a first-come, first-served basis, so the best thing you can do is Google cityofstlouis.org. That first link that comes up should take you to the city's website, and it should be pretty simple to just apply for the stimulus check. Just make sure you follow those tables to make sure you follow and you qualify for the income limits, right? So, really good news. Thousands of people in St. Louis are going to get stimulus checks that they need. Again, I know it's frustrating if you're not from St. Louis, guys, but bear with me. I promise you, every single week, there are more and more cities and states approving stimulus checks at the city, state, and county level, guys. So there's a lot to come, especially when you consider that Bernie Sanders is trying to approve a nationwide stimulus checks for seniors of at least $1,000. And that's currently being debated in the Senate. So we should have a lot of updates on that as well. So again, please subscribe. I'll keep you posted as things develop. Now, to end this video, I'm going to leave you with a clip from Dr. Fauci. Again, whether you like him or not, let me know in the comments below. But in any case, he is currently the director of the NIH Allergy and Infectious Disease Control. So he's kind of the main person to hear about these things, right? So he's going to talk about Omicron, the fact that we had the first identified case in the United States. There's probably already been hundreds, thousands, if not tens of thousands of cases that we just don't know about. And the process they're going through as they try and discover whether or not this variant is in fact more contagious and does in fact cause more severe illness, while at the same time bypassing the immunity created by vaccines. So let's take a look, see what Dr. Fauci had to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video.
As some of you may have heard, the California and San Francisco Departments of Public Health and the CDC have confirmed that a recent case of COVID-19 among an individual in California was caused by the Omicron variant. Genomic sequencing was conducted at the University of California at San Francisco, and the sequence was confirmed at the CDC as being consistent with the Omicron variant. So I know there are a lot of questions, but here's what we know right now. The individual was a traveler who returned from South Africa on November the 22nd and tested positive on November the 29th. The individual is self-quarantining, and all close contacts have been contacted, and all close contacts thus far have tested negative. The individual was fully vaccinated and experienced mild symptoms, which are improving at this point. So this is the first confirmed case of COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant detected in the United States. And as all of you know, because we've been discussing this, we knew that it was just a matter of time before the first case of Omicron would be detected in the United States. And as you know, we know, I've been saying it, and my colleagues on the medical team and others have been saying it, we know what we need to do to protect people. Get vaccinated. If you're not already vaccinated, get boosted. If you've been vaccinated for more than 6 months with an mRNA or 2 months with J&J, and all the other things we've been talking about getting your children vaccinated, masking in indoor congregate settings, etc. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna call on people. Go ahead, Dee.
Thanks, Dr. Fauci. At this point, should Americans be changing anything they do in their day-to-day lives? Are you changing what you do? Is the president changing what he does?
No, that's a good question and an obvious question. But if you look at the things that we have been recommending, they're just the same. And we want to keep doing that and make sure we pay close attention to that.
And are there other cases that the CDC is investigating as potential Omicron variants in the U.S. right now?
To my knowledge, at this point, no.
Eric, what should we take away from the fact that this person's symptoms appear to be mild at this point, and have all the other travelers on the plane also been contacted?
Well, this is what we call in medicine an N=1, which means that you really can't take anything away from a single patient. It is we feel good that this patient not only had mild symptoms, but actually the symptoms appear to be improving. But as we've said, there's a lot of information that is now evolving out of countries like South Africa that have a much larger number of individuals, not only who are confirmed, but individuals who are probables, which means they are going to have a lot of experience, which we will benefit from here as the weeks go by. Some of you have heard me say that in a matter of 2 weeks or 2.5, 3 weeks, we'll know a lot about transmissibility, about whether or not it essentially eludes some of the protection from things like monoclonal antibodies, whether or not the disease itself in general is going to be severe, and what is the difference in an individual who's been vaccinated versus unvaccinated, boosted versus not boosted. We're going to get that information. So again, I appreciate your question about one individual, but we're going to get a lot more information.
Caitlin.
Thanks, Dr. Fauci. Two questions for you. One, you said this person had been fully vaccinated. Had they had a booster shot yet?
To my knowledge, no, Caitlin.
Okay. And under consideration, the CDC is considering having stricter testing requirements to get into the United States, a 24-hour window before taking off, but also is considering having a period of retesting once you get back to the United States. Would that have helped in this case if that was already in place?
You know, I'm not so sure because this person, I mean, did what we hope other people would do. They got off, and as soon as they became symptomatic, they went and got tested, and it was positive.
And so when do you think those new requirements when it comes to travelers are actually going to be implemented, given clearly this is something that is already affecting the United States?
Well, that's obvious, all things that are being considered and under discussion, Caitlin. I don't think I can make any real statement about when and if that's going to happen.
Thank you. Dr. Fauci, in addition to any new testing requirements, what about new requirements for self-quarantining for travelers returning to the U.S., which in this case might have made a difference if he was quarantining for 7 to 14 days?
Right. You know, the recommendation is that the individual would self-quarantine if they are not vaccinated and would also get tested within a period of 3 days. That's a recommendation right now.
And can you help us understand why the travel ban is effective right now for those particular 8 countries, especially when Omicron's been detected in other countries, including right here in the U.S.?
Well, if you go back and look at when we first found out about these cases that were emerging in South Africa, no one feels, I certainly don't, that a travel ban is going to prevent people who are infected from coming to the United States. But we needed to buy some time to be able to prepare, understand what's going on, what is the nature of this infection, what is the nature of the transmissibility, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't all of a sudden say, it's like anything else, don't worry about it, and then all of a sudden something unfolds in front of you that you're really not prepared for. So we look at this as a temporary measure.